Welcome back to episode 45 of the Brodie Pod. Be sure to like, subscribe on YouTube, turn on notifications, helps out a lot. If you want to follow us on Spotify, please rate the show 5 stars, helps out a lot as well. Also available on Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music. If you want to stay up to date on the show, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter/X, and Facebook at Brodie Pod and everything. And Matt, we're back. Episode 45. How are we feeling?
Feeling good, man.
Feeling good?
Good week. Lots to talk about.
We do have a lot to talk about in this week. We are heating up in the football season. We're also heating up. This is just in my little weekend recap. We're also heating up in Texas. I feel bad for anybody that's living in the great state of Texas right now, because it's a hot one this week. There is not a day under 100 degrees here. Actually, today we're recording this podcast on Monday. The heat index reached 105. So if anyone's out there in Texas, be sure to stay hydrated, stay inside if you can. And don't what?
Stay inside if you can. I don't think you can.
I don't think you can.
The whole week till Saturday is supposed to be over 100.
No, it's actually until next Wednesday. I think we're in the hundreds.
Yeah, because I mean Sunday is 99, but that's going to be 100 at least.
Is it 99?
I mean, this is what
100.
This is what Apple weather app says.
Yeah, I'm seeing 100.
They're not very accurate. Okay, then
it's going to feel like 100 for sure.
You're in a different city than me.
Yeah. So it's a 1 degree difference.
I'm sure it's going to be the fucking same.
Yeah, I had to play a softball tournament this weekend, and I felt like I was absolutely going to die out there. It was on the hot turf at 100 and I think it was 103 degrees what we were playing in. Safe to say I was cramping up the next day. Well, with that out of the way, special announcements before we start the podcast. As anyone can probably tell if you're watching the podcast, we got hats in. I've been saying for weeks that we were going to get hats made, and you're looking now, we got them officially made. Matt does have his. Unfortunately, I have the box sitting right next to me. Matt has not picked up his hats yet. They actually literally just came in on Saturday, so we have hats now for the podcast. Be sure to stay. I think we're going to be doing some giveaways on the social medias. We'll be doing them on YouTube. We'll be doing them on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're doing all the giveaways. And yeah, be sure to get you a hat. These are going to be now collector's items. And we're already thinking about what the next iteration of hats is going to look like.
Matt, we're thinking about the next iteration of merch.
Thinking maybe we got to get a website made. Maybe we got to do a Shopify or something.
Maybe we do. Yeah, the hats look dope. I'm excited to get mine.
Matt, I was telling you this, but this was my dream coming to fruition. This is what I wanted the first version of the Brodie Pod hats to look like. After this, we can get wild, man. We can do some different colors, some different designs. I've been thinking of possibly, I don't know, ripping off some professional logos. But we'll probably be doing a giveaway starting next week. We, like I said, we just got the hats in this week, so we want to make sure we think of like what the best way to do the giveaways on what platforms and stuff. So just say if you follow us on everything at Brodie Pod on everything, so you're in the chance for getting a hat. With that, we get into the show preview, Matt. Starting off with Brodies of the Week. We got some good ones. Actually, some very good Brodies of the Week coming up. And then we'll be getting into some of the football headlines, some injury concerns, some preseason concerns, some possible fantasy football news that's happening. And then we'll get into some NBA stories. Not too many, but there is a couple. And then possibly MLB. We might flirt with it a little bit. Once again, the show's fluid. We don't know where the show really goes for the next hour you're listening to us.
Correct. We're just here for the ride.
We're just here for we discover the podcast as we go along too.
Just saddle up, strap in, and we'll get down to it.
Yeah, and listen, yeah. And then we'll get to our one final question this week. I have a couple that I was going to run by Matt, and yeah, with that, we get into Brodies of the Week. Matt, I will start us off with Brodies of the Week.
Please do.
I have some pretty good Brodies of the Week. Starting off, my first one here, Scottie Scheffler. He's officially back, baby. Not just back being a Brodie of the Week, but he's back winning PGA Tour events. He won the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Actually, he didn't just win it. He dominated it. Won by 8 strokes with a score of 17 under. The runner-up, Siwoo Kim, was at 9 under. Just absolutely dominated the tournament.
My God.
Actually tied for his largest win of his career and the second largest win by anyone in a FedEx Cup playoff event, which I'm still trying to figure out exactly what golf's doing now with this whole playoff, because I thought this was the tour championship, But this is just like the qualifier to the Tour Championship, I believe, this upcoming week. Doing some reach. Golf's changed things up a little bit. They're trying to be like a full playoff now.
Don't they have like a point system?
Yeah, it's like the top 50 that won this tournament are in the next tournament now.
Okay.
And I think the top 50 that won this tournament, they're now qualified for all, I think it's like 20 signature events next year. It's like all the majors. Then there's just like some big tour events like the, Traveler Championship or any other big tournament that's not really qualified as a major, like the Players. So all 50 of that field will now be in those tournaments. But you might think, okay, yeah, Scottie won a tournament, whatever. Actually, this is Scottie Scheffler's 21st win on the PGA Tour in his career. He's the third youngest golfer ever to win number 21. He's only behind, here's some notable names, Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods. You might say, okay, yeah, cool, he's the third youngest. Also, here's some notable names that it took them this many tournaments to win 21 events. So Phil Mickelson took him 246 tournaments. Took Rory McIlroy 214 tournaments. Took Scottie 168 tournaments. And then, of course, it took Tiger Woods 97 tournaments. So Tiger still dominates, but the fact that Scottie Scheffler's doing it. And you might say, okay, yeah, that's great for Scottie's career, but, what else? What else you got for me? I got plenty. I would say he's just Mr. Consistent this year on the tour alone. This year, he has 2 wins, one of those coming by way of playoff. He has 5 runner-ups. He has 7 top 2 finishes. He has 12 top 4 finishes, and he has 17 top 24 finishes on the tour. All right, that's pretty cool. Did you know, Matt, also, Scottie Scheffler is the world number 1 by such a large margin. There's actually a smaller gap between Rory McIlroy, who's the number 2 golfer in the world, and number 5,011, Shun Sato. That's a mind-boggling stat right there.
I can't even compute that.
I think there is a shorter gap between us, Matt, and Rory McIlroy than there is Rory McIlroy to Scottie Scheffler in the world of golf rankings.
Maybe you.
Okay, there might be a shorter margin between us and number 5,011 than
correct.
Yeah, than Rory is to Scottie.
That's honestly insane because Rory is Rory, right?
Yeah, who's been kind of had a career, resurrection come through, and he's been winning the last couple of years as well. But it doesn't just end there for Rory McIlroy and Scottie Scheffler. With the win on Sunday, Scottie earned a nice paycheck of $3.6 million. His total career earnings now eclipsing $119.9 million. He surpasses Rory in the all-time earnings. Now he's only $1 million away, roughly $1 million away from passing Tiger Woods for the most all-time in career earnings. I think we talked about earlier this year, Scottie Scheffler, he's been like the guy that couldn't get it done this year. But
yeah,
I don't think we realized how dominant of a streak that he was on the last couple years since he's come on the tour.
Yeah, I guess there's a little, what is it called?
A lull?
Maybe.
Drought?
Maybe not drought, but like when somebody is so good, people get kind of complacent with it. They just expect him to be the best.
Yeah.
Right? And so.
Well, I think that goes back to being Mr. Consistent. Like, yeah, he hasn't won all the tour events this year, but he's been in consideration for a lot of tournaments this year. He's been in the top 10. Like I said, he's been in the top 10 times this year. Like, that's pretty impressive. Actually, no. He's been in the top 10 like 15 times this year.
Yeah. I mean, it's like LeBron type hype around Scottie right now.
Yeah, it's like if he doesn't win, then people are like, oh, it's not a success for him. But I mean, like, he's still the number 1 golfer on the tour.
Yeah.
And we talk about just like things have been going right for him. It almost didn't go right for him in this tournament. There was at one point, I think in the final round, he chipped it out of the sand. It was going on the green, and it hit a sprinkler and rolled into the water.
I saw that actually earlier today.
Yeah, and he still won by 8 strokes.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Like, that just shows to the pure dominance that he's playing with. And he did talk about, like, there's a famous interview of him saying, like, when he's back home in Dallas playing golf, like, with his buddies, he gives them 20 strokes, and he still beats them.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just a different breed. I think they said he's at, like, a +7 handicap now or something. All right, +7, that'd be under par. It's not -7.
Correct. I
think that's right. Either way, Scottie Scheffler absolutely showing out and dominating on the PGA Tour. Maybe not dominate to the fashion that we think, but
Fair. One of my buddies just played at Real Oaks either this past weekend or the weekend before, and Scottie was there.
Royal
Obviously not this
Oaks.
past weekend, but
Was that his home course?
it might be.
Is that one
I'm
of
not
the
too
courses here in
sure, but
Dallas?
yes, it is.
Okay, yeah, I think it is.
And yeah, one of my buddies was there when he was there, and I think he shot like 59, I believe,
That's insane.
which is either 59 or 60, which is either one of those are absurd.
Like,
But it goes to show like he's
Scottie's
that guy.
not probably paying for a full round of golf, but if he was, they would only be able to charge him half because it takes him half as many strokes as someone like me and you
Fair.
to play 18 holes. But yeah, shout out Scottie Scheffler, my Brodie of the week. Actually, I think he's now probably running for Brodie of the year. He's now been Brodie of the week a couple times.
He's certainly in contention.
Yeah. And honestly, like there's been a couple other golfers that have done Brodie of the weeks, and it's because they defeated Scottie Scheffler.
Yeah, he is the standard.
He is the standard, especially for Brodie of the week. Getting into some other dominance going on in the UFC world, my next Brodie of the week, and Matt, we had to look up how to exactly pronounce this name. I apologize to anyone on the podcast. I like UFC. I maybe not be able to pronounce the name the best, but Islam Makhachev defeated Ian Machado Gary at UFC 330 on Sunday. Now, I did not watch this fight live, but I did go back and watch the highlights of this fight. It was a unanimous decision in 5 rounds, and normally people think like Islam, he's just going out there and submitting guys, finishing rounds early. His last 2 fights have gone the distance, gone 5 rounds, but it was a pretty competitive fight. Normally, like when I see Islam fight, it seems like he's dominating the fight the whole time. It was more of like back and forth. Ian Gary is an Irishman. He's a lot bigger. I think he's 6'3" compared to Islam's 5'11". They're both fighting, I think, at 170 in the welterweight. But it was a good fight all around. And, Islam, I think it was clear, obviously being the unanimous decision of the fight. But, he just dominated the whole way through. And now Islam holds the longest winning streak in UFC history at 17 consecutive victories. Matt, he has not lost a fight since 2015.
That's fucking insane.
Over a decade. I was in high school when this guy lost a fight last time.
I mean, I don't know how often they fight, right?
It's normally...
I'm not a UFC connoisseur.
I would say on average, it's like 2 to 3 times a year. Obviously, like when you're the champ, might be a little bit... It might be like 1 to 2 times a year just having to go defend the title. But I think it's like, it's like a 6-week training camp to get ready for a fight. So, I mean, like, and then obviously you have to take the time off after a fight because you just got your head pounded against the canvas for a little bit. Actually, I would not say Islam having that much of a problem, although he did say he has to get his nose checked before his next fight. But that's about all the damage that was done to him. But he breaks Anderson Silva's long-standing record of 16 consecutive wins. And honestly, I think it could be time to put Islam in the GOAT status now. His overall record is now 29-1, and he's 34 years old and says he wants to fight again before February. So, Matt, you were just talking about how often are these guys fighting? He wants to fight again before February. I think he said it has something to do with Ramadan. Like he wants to fight before and forgive me, I believe it's because of the fasting that goes on with Ramadan.
Correct.
So he said he wants to, he wants to fight again before then. So obviously that'd be less than 6 months. He's wanting to get back out there and do another title defense. So I think it's time to consider him one of the greatest. Also, just a crazy stat here. So this goes to Team Khabib, which is who Islam fights for. It goes back to Khabib Nurmagomedov. So there's 5 fighters that have fought out of Dagestan, Russia. They have an overall record of 109-2. They've only lost 2 fights between all 5 fighters. So going to Khabib, he's a perfect 29-0. He's retired from the UFC, considered one of the greatest fighters of all time. Then Islam, who's now 29-1. Like I said, he now has the longest consecutive fight winning streak in the UFC at 17. And it goes to Usman, who is 22-0. He is a PFL lightweight champion, and he's a free agent, so possible chances maybe that he comes to UFC. I'm not too sure on the contract situation there. Then it goes to Umar, who is 20-1, and is the number 2 ranked UFC fighter in the bantamweight division. And then Magomed is 9-0, UFC debut winner, and he's undefeated currently. So all these guys coming from Dagestan. Everyone knows the meme, sit them 2-3 years Dagestan or forget about it or whatever. These guys are just a different breed, and it's kind of like a new changes of the guard in the UFC. Matt, do you know anything about the UFC?
Not really, man.
There we go.
I'm just here to learn from you.
I keep up with.
I'm just a listener right now.
Yeah, I would say I'm a casual when it comes to UFC, but I do appreciate a good fight. Ever since it switched to Paramount, I've kind of loved the whole change that the UFC's gone through, where it's you don't have to pay to watch these fights anymore. If you have a Paramount subscription, you can catch them all. And like I said, I went back and watched the highlights of these fights. But if I ever have a free Saturday night, dude, I'm watching UFC.
I feel like these fighters you just mentioned are more like grapplers.
Yeah, they're the ones that are.
And strikers, they want to get their opponent on the ground.
Well, some of the crazy videos that have come out of Dagestan where it's they're jumping in the freezing river, they're grappling with bears. These guys are just a different breed of fighters that are coming out.
Yeah. You don't want to get on the ground against these fellas.
No,
you're not getting out.
And that's one of the things that's impressive about Islam is not only is he a good grappler and he's very violent when he takes it to the ground, but he's also a pretty good striker. So he has the full repertoire of weapons as a UFC fighter. People are now considering obviously John Jones going to the UFC, has the most title defense fights in the UFC ever. Islam's now getting up there with just these consecutive victories of just ranking them up. Now I will say all these fights, they didn't come from the UFC. They've kind of been, some of them been outside. Like I said, one of them was PFL. So some people say oh, it's a little bit lesser competition, but still losing a fight in a decade, that's impressive. I don't care who you are. Being able to do it for that long.
100%.
But yeah, like I said, he's now he's still the current UFC championship and the welterweight championship at 170 pounds. Just someone that will probably continue to be dominant in UFC for a couple more years until he decides to not want to do it anymore.
34 is still pretty young.
Yeah, 34.
MMA, UFC wise.
Yeah, especially with his style of fighting that he does. Like I said, he does kind of like to take things to the ground, but he also can stand up and strike. So it just depends on how many hits he can take to the head. I know Joe Rogan, I've listened to him talk about it before. It's the brain can only take so many hits to the head. And then eventually once you get knocked out, it's easier to get knocked out the next time. It doesn't regenerate. So it's all about until one of these guys want to hang it up until he loses a step or something. But yeah, shout out to Islam. Shout out to Islam, my Brodie of the week. Matt, let's move it on to your Brodies of the week.
Alrighty, first one I'm going to start out with is probably somebody that nobody has ever heard of. Joshua Baez. The St. Louis Cardinals just got called up a few days ago and has the best performance of any MLB player making their debut ever. The best debut in MLB history.
I agree. Full disclosure, this was going to be my Brodie of the week, and then you already had it on the. You already had.
I knew I had to immediately write it down just so I didn't get it taken from me. But he starts off with a home run. His next at bat is a home run. Comes up again for the third time. Another home run. That's 3 for 3, 3 home runs. His first ever MLB game, right? He finished 3 of 4, 3 home runs, 5 RBIs. I'm the first player ever to hit 3 home runs in their major league debut.
I'm pretty sure all 3 home runs were also off the same pitcher. I think I heard that somewhere.
Yeah.
That's bad on the Cubs to leave the same pitcher in there for 3.
Yeah, he's not going to do it again, right?
I think you got to pull him after the second one.
The second time, surely he's not going to hit a third one.
After the second one,
it's his debut.
Yeah. I would say it's electric stuff. If I'm the manager for the Cubs after the second one, before he comes back up, I'm pulling the pitcher.
100%.
Not leaving him out there.
Absolutely. Who's there's another good slugger on the Cardinals, right?
Are you talking about the guy that won the home run derby?
Jordan Walker?
Jordan Walker.
Yeah, just teaming him up with Jordan Walker. 2 incredible hitters. Already granted, it was his first game, but I'm not really sure. 3 for 3 with 3 home runs in his first 3 at bats is like a anomaly. I assume this is going to continue. Obviously, not every game, but like he can hit. He can swing the bat.
Yeah. Well, also, like, I think this gives him the longest leash of any guy that's starting off the
100%.
MLB. Because,
Absolutely.
like, I think at least for the next, 2 years, he's at least going to be a starter on the Cardinals because it's like, guy had 3 for 3 in one game, in his first game. He could do that again easily. It's
Oh,
like,
but
it's
easily.
almost like the, I don't want to say it's like the Odell Beckham catch where just like one moment outshined the rest of his career. And don't get me wrong, Odell Beckham, great receiver, had a great career with the Giants, but like that one catch elevated him so high that he was looked at like the greatest receiver for the longest time.
Yeah, I mean his rookie season's exceptional.
Yeah, I don't mean to go after Odell here, but
I'm knocking my LSU boy. But I mean, one home run in your MLB debut would have sufficed, right? It would have been fantastic. Would have solidified your getting called up.
yeah.
Would have justified that, right? But 3 for 3 in your first 3 at bats, home runs, absurd. Might never see that again. Probably won't see that again. I mean, I don't know.
I saw people on Twitter that were trying to compare this to the NFL, saying this is like a rookie getting 3 touchdowns in their first start as an NFL receiver. I don't think so.
No, not even close, man.
Not for a hitting a home run has to be like one of the greatest feelings of all time.
I mean, this would be like
first.
This would be maybe like 3 kick return touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
maybe a
probably
little
better.
There's obviously more home runs than kick return touchdowns, but it'd be something like that.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be just 3 regular touchdowns. It'd have to be something more crazy.
Maybe like first 3 catches, 3 touchdowns that are 50 yards.
I'd buy that.
Or hitting 3 game winners as an NBA rookie or something. But to do it all in the same game, that's what makes it tough. Do you think he went up there the third time and was like, I'm going to try to hit another home run?
I assume that's what every person does when they get up to the plate.
I'm hot right now, especially as a rookie, especially as like a rookie making his first debut.
Especially if it's the same pitcher, like you said, obviously.
Yeah, I also want to talk about, did you see the Field of Dreams was going on for the MLB this weekend? I think it was last Thursday. Yeah, they did the Field of Dreams. There was absolutely no marketing for that. I didn't know it was even going on until I looked it up. Like, I saw a TikTok that was like, Kyle Schwarber just started off the Field of Dreams with a home run. It was the Phillies and the Twins, and the Phillies absolutely blew the Twins out. When are the Rangers going to get taken for the Field of Dreams, man? That's what I want to know.
Never.
No.
We're down bad.
So mid.
We're down horrendous. This is the definition of mid, actually.
Oh, that's what I was going to look up to see where the Cardinals were in the playoff race right now. So
I don't know about their pitching, but their hitting is exceptional this year.
So Cardinals are 13 and a half games back on the Brewers. Speaking of a division that's doing really good right now, just the whole Central, the National League Central is
they're definitely not catching the Brewers.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. What about wild card? Do they got a chance at the wild card? They're 3 games back to the wild card. It's the Cubs, Phillies, Padres are the 3 wild card teams for the National League, and then it's the Diamondbacks, Marlins, and Cardinals. So there's a chance. I mean, we're getting to that playoff push that we're about to see for the MLB. This is where I start following, is like at the start of September is when I really get into the MLB.
Yeah, I mean, this is when it starts to actually count.
Yeah. I was thinking about this the other day, Matt. Do you think they should shorten the MLB season?
If they do, then
we wouldn't have anything to follow in the summer.
Correct. But also, like, all the other records are just never getting touched.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you got to think about all the records that would not get touched if they did that.
Granted, like Barry Bonds' 73 home runs is probably never getting touched again unless Kyle Schwarber decides to shoot up steroids.
Yeah, and they don't even recognize that one because wasn't Aaron Judge on like a home run derby, or not home run derby, but like a home run watch a couple years ago?
Yeah. He had like 60.
Yeah.
Maybe 61 or something like that.
And they were like, the new home run season leading champ or something. I was like, oh, what about Barry Bonds? But no one wants to talk about that. As a podcast, would we put Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame?
Easily.
I think so.
Would have-
As Brodie
easily.
Pod, Hall of Fame, Barry Bonds is in there.
I mean, everybody at that time was doing steroids, so it's like everybody was like on the same level, right?
Yeah.
So without steroids, he obviously might not have hit
I wanna
73,
say-
but he would have still led the league in home runs.
Well, also like before people say like the steroids happened, he was still, I think he had like 450 home runs in his career.
Yeah,
he was still on a crazy trajectory.
Correct. He's probably the hardest hitter in baseball history.
Yeah, I always see
steroids or
that's
not.
how much we were in the offseason of football. I was starting to see Barry Bonds like the 30 for 30s coming up. But we're moving on. We're getting there.
Speaking of 30 for 30,
Well,
Mr. Triple Double. Mr. Triple Double.
Here we
30
go.
for 30 for 30. 30-point triple double. Russell Westbrook finally announces his retirement.
It's your next Brodie of the week.
Is my next word of the week. It could be a little early for retirement for Westbrook. I think he's still capable of at least a decent starter, high-end role player. But he's
So you brought this up on the podcast of like notable guys that were without a team, and Russell Westbrook was one of those. And we were like,
Correct.
oh yeah, he'll be on a team this year. He'll sign somewhere and get on a bench spot. But I guess he's finally just hanging it up.
I guess so. It's very surprising.
I was shocked when I saw it come out.
He's ready for the next chapter, apparently.
Yeah. You want to talk about the original Brodie, Russell Westbrook? He was literally called Brodie.
Shout out Brodie.
Shout out Brodie. Also running for Brodie of the Week Hall of Fame just because he is the Brodie.
It could be. Averaged 21 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists for his career. Obviously, 2017 MVP when he averaged the 30-point triple-double. All-time leader in triple-doubles. 2-time scoring champ, 9-time All-Star, 9-time All-NBA. He made the NBA 75th anniversary top 75 list. And I would say this is most notably, he's a part of the 20,000 point, 7,000 rebound, and 7,000 assist club, along with 2 other players in NBA history. Hopefully you didn't see me. Yeah, I was going to say, hopefully you can guess.
Okay, so I saw this on Twitter, so I know one of them. I can't remember the other one. I know the other one's LeBron because isn't there like he could be in it twice?
Yes.
Yeah, he has like
his first 11 and his most recent 11 seasons.
He is like the 27-7 twice.
Correct.
Who's the other
over
one?
That? It is Oscar Robertson.
Okay, did not know that one.
The Big O.
I think that one was on the stat, but I saw the LeBron one. I just read more into that.
Yeah. I mean, dude, this is like, we grew up on this guy, right?
Yeah, originally, it's crazy to see like guys that you followed in your like childhood going on to retirement now. Like LeBron's like one of the last ones that I've seen that was in the league whenever I like got into sports, and then is still going. Russell Westbrook, I remember the big 3 with him, James Harden, and KD. Kevin Durant's one of the ones still going. James Harden's still going. But Russell Westbrook, I always respected him for staying in Oklahoma City after, Harden left, after Kevin Durant left, and trying to do the best he could to shoulder them to a championship. I was glad to see OKC when they finally busted through. Not in the way that they did, but OKC finally busted through. I wish what Russell would have been able to get a ring in his career. But I think
he's going to be one of the best players to never win a ring.
Yeah.
Alongside Chris Paul, Allen Iverson.
I would compare him to like Charles Barkley.
Tracy McGrady.
Of like he was so dominant, just was never able to get over the hump.
Another MVP. Yeah, so it's interesting because when I was growing up, I loved basketball for a little bit, and I loved Russell Westbrook and like Tracy McGrady. Those were the guys that I kind of watched a lot. And then I took a break until Luka won the Mavs, and then I got super super into it. But I attribute my basketball fandom, my interest in basketball, to Russell Westbrook. I would say like outside of Dirk and Luka, he's my favorite player.
Yeah, I always loved
I love the way he plays. Super athletic,
Athletic
Probably
freak.
top 5
Most
athletic
athletic NBA
players
players
of
of all
all
time.
time.
Yes.
Top 2 behind Braun.
Okay, well, there might be okay, so
I mean, he's average a 30-point triple-double as a guard. Was he like
right.
6?
Like, if you're just talking athletic freaks, yes, he's in the top 5. I'm trying to see where I would put him in that top 5 because, yes, LeBron's also an athletic freak in the NBA.
I would say LeBron's probably 1.
LeBron's probably 1.
But I mean, Westbrook is 6'4", 30-point triple-double. I mean,
yeah. And just going back on the triple-double season that he had.
Yeah.
I love that he did that in the regular season. Everyone talks about load management now, but like every night you had to go do a triple-double. Well, not every night, but for like 90% of the season, he was a triple-double guy. Like, to be able to do that night in, night out in the NBA, it's a long season. He's able to, pull through and do it that way. Like,
yeah,
I always respected that from Russell Westbrook of like, and I guess you could say like, yeah, he's a smaller player. He doesn't worry too much about injuries, but I mean like, dude was going up for some yams at the rim. Like, he could have easily gotten hurt. He every night just was doing the same thing. So
kind of reminds you of like if Derrick Rose never got injured.
Also would have been an athletic freak.
Yeah.
His MVP season.
Go up for yammies.
Yeah, I'm trying to still think of like who's the most athletic NBA players of all time. Let's see if there's a
but I mean, even when Westbrook was on the Wizards, right? He averaged like a 22-point triple-double for a season. I mean, that's still insane.
Okay, so quick list. It says LeBron, Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain. It's like the top 3 most athletic NBA players of all time.
Dominic Wilkins, probably.
Vince Carter, Russell Westbrook, Zion Williamson's in it. Giannis is an athletic freak.
Not as much as those guys.
They have Shaquille on this list, but I think Shaquille was more like a
brute force.
Just like a big man. Just like a dominant force that would be stopped.
I wouldn't really obviously he's athletic, but not like jumping out of the arena athletic. I mean, John Morant, super athletic.
Yeah, it says Michael Jordan with the vertical leap, Russell Westbrook for baseline to baseline speed. It says Michael Jordan edges out LeBron in overall career dominance.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, I put Russ Westbrook up there.
100%.
Top 5.
At least.
All right, cool. That's our Brodies of the Week. Next, we're going to come back and do some NFL headlines going around the league for the preseason. And we're back to do some NFL headlines going around for some preseason stuff and getting into some, man, it feels like every week we're announcing a new contract that happened in the NFL.
It's going to be that way the entire season, I feel like.
Yeah, guys are getting paid. Speaking of guys getting paid, Devon Witherspoon, 3-time Pro Bowler for the Seattle Seahawks, signs a 4-year, $132 million extension, $101 million guaranteed. He is now the highest paid cornerback all time, Matt?
All time.
All time. He is the highest paid corner per year on salary. So it's Devon Witherspoon, $33 million. Denzel Ward, $31.1 million, which we talked about that on the podcast. Trey McDuffie, $31 million. Sauce Gardner, $30.1 million. And Derek Stingley Jr. at $30 million. So top corners getting paid what they're worth. Matt, do we think this is a good contract for the Seattle Seahawks?
Yeah. It's a fairly good corner. Elite, obviously, 3-time Pro Bowler, if you care about Pro Bowls.
Yeah. He had
that means a lot. What is it? This is like his 4th year maybe in the league.
Yep, 4th year.
So, I mean, Denzel Ward was the previous highest paid cornerback, and then a week later, somebody else was.
No, it just seems to be like the domino effect going on. We've seen it with running backs, now we're seeing it with corners. I will say Devon Witherspoon did have 72 total tackles last year in the regular season, and then another 17 in the postseason. Big part of their whole Super Bowl run that they went on with the Seattle Seahawks. He also had a fumble recovery and an interception. I think he has now 2 interceptions for his career. So obviously a very good young corner. Very, I think you can go out there and put him on anyone and you feel better. You feel better about your chances. Seattle's wanting to repeat as champions. This is something that they're going to have to do is pay a lot of these defensive players because like we saw last year, their defense came through in the Super Bowl. It was able to hold the Patriots under, I don't even remember what the score was, but I remember the 4th quarter that Drake May had of trying to get the Patriots back in it. But as we got Sam Darnold at the helm, he's not a young quarterback. You got to build around him now, and the Seattle Seahawks are trying to do the best they can to repeat. Getting into some other news, Matt, you want to lead it with these?
Yeah, Keeanu Benton signs a 4-year, $72 million extension with the Steelers. Defensive tackle. Just I guess, regular run-of-the-mill signing. He's very good defensive tackle. Got to lock him up. We're just kind of in the season of extensions right now.
Yeah, 6'4", 309 pounds, by the way.
Big fella.
Beast of a man. Getting into some other debuts that were going on. Ty Simpson for the Rams. Is he the quarterback of the future, Matt?
Dude, it looked like it. People were talking, including me, people were talking shit about the Rams drafting Ty Simpson at, 13?
Yeah, taking him early 13, in the first round.
Very early. Obviously, this was a plan for the future. And, there were some quote-unquote analysts that had Ty Simpson as the QB1 in this draft. So this was a steal for them, for some people. But he's kind of proven it.
I'm looking at the receivers that he was throwing to, and there's no Puka Nacua or Devontae Adams out there. I'll tell you that much right now. But right. It's a preseason. Guys are going to look good. We'll get to see maybe in the next couple of years once Matthew Stafford decides he's done with football. Ty Simpson, Rams might be in good hands there.
Correct.
Some other Rams news that was going on. They had Aaron Donald out for his second workout, and I think we're just leaning towards the Rams are going to get Aaron Donald this year. They're just like slowly working him into the shallow end of the pool. It's like, hey, Aaron Donald was back at practice again. He's showing up because he wants to.
I hope that's what it is. I would love Aaron Donald to make a little comeback.
Yeah,
the Rams.
I think I don't know if there's like a poly market out there or something that has like, is Aaron Donald going to play for the Rams this year? I bet it's at like 90%.
I did see that he's like the favorite for the comeback player of the year.
It'd be like a comeback player for the decade.
Which I don't think that really counts though.
Yeah.
Like retiring as one of the best defensive players of all time and then you come back. That's not really a comeback player.
What's interesting with him though, and this just speaks to how big of an athletic freak he is. Like normally we see quarterbacks come back, like Phillip Rivers last year, came back after 4 years and retired. You don't really see that with defensive tackles too much, or defensive linemen, or anybody that's out there that's constantly in a physical position like this. Aaron Donald's willing to come back. Now, I don't know what we're going to get out of this Aaron Donald. That's what I'm excited to see, and that's why I want to see him come back. But I feel like we're just not going to, like you said, Matt, he retired as one of the greatest defensive linemen of all time.
Defensive players.
Defensive players of all time. But I don't think we're going to see that. It's going to be more like a special case use. I don't think he's going to be an every down guy, at least for the first part of the season. Maybe he works his way up with his cardio.
I feel like it's just an unusual circumstance. Like I guess everybody kind of has seen his workouts over the past couple of years. Like he's still in incredible shape, obviously. But
35 years old?
Yeah, I guess there's a difference between being in shape and being in NFL ready kind of conditioning shape. But
yeah, has he still
obviously
been,
he's
still
still
training
be
with
incredible.
The knives? Has he still been training with knives?
That is true. That is very true.
So that's the real question. We need to do some journalism.
I just want him. I want him to come back, team up with Myles Garrett, just to see how good that team could be, how good that defense could be.
Speaking of coming back and teaming up, Matt, some big news here. Big news in the Star. The Cowboys. This is the Cowboys segment of the podcast. You get ready for the next, 10, 15 minutes of the podcast for Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. Von Miller is coming. He signed a 1-year deal with the Cowboys. Deal it's $5.5 million. It's up to $7.5 million. Von Miller's making his return. Last year, he played for the Commanders. He had 9 sacks. That's what everyone just keeps talking about. And he's coming home to Dallas. If anyone doesn't know Von Miller, he attended DeSoto High School and played at Texas A&M before he was drafted by the Denver Broncos. And now he's entering his 15th season. He has 138.5 sacks. It's more than any other active player. And he is familiar with the Dallas Cowboys. And the defensive coordinator that they just brought in, Christian Parker, they were on the Broncos, or was it the Broncos or the Rams? It was, yeah, he played with the Broncos before he went to the Rams. Oh, he was also, I forget that he was on the Rams and won his second ring there in Los Angeles.
It does have 2 rings. That's what I saw today on Twitter. Like, people are saying, oh, I guess he's not ring chasing by signing with the Cowboys. He doesn't have to. He has 2 rings.
I hope he's ring chasing.
He's got, to be fair, yes.
As a Dallas Cowboys fan, I hope he's
correct.
I hope he chose us because he thinks we have the best chance to win a ring.
That's what it could be, but granted, this isn't going to tarnish his legacy. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
He already has 2 rings. This might just be like a homecoming for him.
Yeah, I think that's what it's more of. It's like he's from the Dallas area. It's probably a lifelong dream to want to play with the Cowboys. I will say I'm kind of glad that he is coming in because whether he's ring chasing or not, Matt, you mentioned he does have those 2 Super Bowl rings. Cowboys do have a lot of like young talent in the defense and just around the whole team in general that doesn't have a lot of playoff success. Now you're bringing in someone that does have some of that playoff success, can be kind of a leader in the locker room with Von Miller. And,
absolutely.
I like whenever he teamed up with DeMarcus Ware on the Broncos, like that was his mentor. Now he can kind of be that same mentor to, I don't know, Rashawn Gary or Donovan Ezra-Rakru or Malachi Lawrence. He can potentially also be there with Sam Williams, James Houston, Leah Fowl. Like he's going to be someone that's going to be a voice in the locker room. I'm excited to see what he's going to come and bring to the Cowboys this year. I don't want to get too much into it, but the Cowboys did look good in the preseason game against the Seahawks. Once again, it was the preseason. We didn't have many starters playing, but Cowboys fans are going to be Cowboy fans. They're already saying it's our year. Let's pump the brakes. I didn't see Dak Prescott out there or any other, notable starters worth naming. So,
right. But last year, 9 sacks for the Commanders. The Cowboys sack leader last year was Jadeveon Clowney with 8.5.
Who also does 1-year deals.
Right. He's going for every team, I guess.
He's going to do the Infinity Gauntlet of NFL teams.
Correct. The Bonnie Blue of the NFL. But yeah, this guy's coming in. He's already had more sacks last year than your sack leader last year. So that's going to, even though he's pushing 38, he's going to be an elite edge rusher.
Yeah.
For real. And not to mention, like you said, the locker room presence.
The leadership.
The veteran leadership, which might be the most beneficial part of the signing. And people are talking about, like, is Jerry Jones close to biting the bullet or something? Like, this isn't really kind of what he does.
Yeah.
This is different. He doesn't really, make these kind of signings.
Yeah, I was talking with someone earlier this week about just the Cowboys doing Quinn Williams' deal. I didn't realize that deal saved them some cap room this year and next year to where they can go in and get someone like Von Miller. I think this is it's tied to that of being able to once they got that extension done, it freed up some cap space and they were able to go in and add another player like Von Miller's caliber. So I think it's just something the pieces fell in place, favorable spot. We got the homecoming for Von Miller coming into the Cowboys. I think it's just overall, it's a good situation for the Cowboys, and hopefully it's a good year for the Cowboys. I'm not even going to say it's our year, but it's looking like they're building a team that's a little bit different than the years past. Not so much offense focused, but we're also going to have a little bit of a defense presence. Last week on the podcast, we said like the Cowboys defense just has to be mid, and they'll be a playoff contention team, possibly NFC Championship contention. I don't know. Listen, I'm just out here reporting. All right.
Correct.
Man,
go ahead.
I was
going to say, coming from an outside perspective, obviously defense was a problem, has been a problem for a while. The entire offseason for the Cowboys was addressing the defense. kind of during the season, obviously addressing the defense as well.
Right.
Trading for Quinn Williams and Kenny Clark. Another signing of Von Miller. You know, he could be ring chasing.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I'm getting at.
I like it. Matt, we might be boots on the ground. We live right by where the Cowboys practice, and they do have an open practice in the next, I think it's 2 weeks. I think we're going to try and make it out there depending on how crowded it is, but we might have some on the field reporting on the Brodie Pod is what I'm trying to get at.
I'm going to get down there.
It out. We're going to try and be there. I heard last year it was packed, so
I'll hop fences.
Just go streaking on the field. Von Miller case. Honestly, we could see if you go streaking, if Von Miller can catch you, we'll know he still has it at 37.
He could catch me at 50, probably.
He just
I don't know if that's proven anything.
Yeah, but we just have video reported, be like, okay. Let's see, is he on the official depth chart yet for the Cowboys? He is on the depth chart officially, behind Rashawn Gary.
What, defensive end?
Will linebacker.
Interesting.
Defensive end, left defensive end, Quinn Williams, right defensive end, Kenny Clark.
Okay. I guess y'all are a 3-4 then.
Yeah, 3-4. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it seems like the Cowboys are going to have a lot more depth this year.
They have really good players. Yeah, very good players.
Yeah. And I'm excited to see with the new defensive coordinator what that brings for us, too.
Yeah.
Obviously, some change was needed. Speaking of some unfortunate news, Matt, let's get into the Saints portion of the podcast. If you weren't strapped up, you should definitely strap up now because Matt might end it all here on the podcast. Saints rookie wide receiver Jordyn Tyson, they just drafted him out of Arizona State, is expected to miss roughly 2 months as a right hamstring injury. He was hurt last Thursday during the Saints joint practice with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The injury occurred after he caught a pass and landed awkwardly. Tyson sought multiple perspectives on the hamstring injury, which head coach Moore said it is different from Tyson's hamstring issues that he dealt with at Arizona State. If you don't remember, he did have some hamstring problems at Arizona State. He did torch my team, Texas Tech, with one hamstring. He's still a very good wide receiver with one hamstring. Just want to make sure that's out there. But the two-month timetable puts his estimated return at week 6 against the New York Giants in New York. Matt, how do we feel about this?
If he returns it against the Giants, that's that MetLife turf. That turf monster.
Might be another hamstring.
Could be another hamstring. But, I mean, like Kellen Moore said, this isn't what he's dealt with in the past, but maybe that's worse. Because he's been injury prone kind of his whole college career. And he's been exceptional in the Saints training camp.
I did hear the reports, yes. He's doing very good at the training camp.
I think probably everybody has seen the clip of him running that little, whatever you call it, dig out route.
For the listeners that aren't watching, Matt just shook his head as he described the route.
That's kind of what that's what he did.
It's good podcasting.
Drop the fuck out of whoever was guarding him. I was very excited after that. Obviously, this has fantasy implications.
I think we were both high on Jordyn Tyson for the Saints this year with Tyler Shuck slinging the ball.
Correct. I also saw rumors today about some possible trades for receivers that the Saints might want to make. Because, I mean, if Jordyn Tyson is injured, they're just down to obviously Olave, who's fantastic. They got Devon Vele, and then it's kind of after that, Barry Brown, rookie. Bub Means, not great.
I don't know when you get in your bag into certain name and Saints no-name players.
Yeah, Bryce Lance, brother of Trey Lance.
His brother, yeah.
Who also, to be fair, was good in training camp. But, I mean, Tyson was supposed to be that solidified wide receiver 2 across from or opposite from Olave. I don't know. I mean, if the Saints really think they're going to make some noise especially in a division as pitiful as the NFC South. I could see a trade that could be made. There's plenty of decent receivers that could be traded for the low.
Right. And you kind of have to trade now because we're past the point of signing guys that were just free agents.
Correct.
Making a splash. Just going back on the hamstring issues, it seems like Tyson, I would be alarmed if I was a Saints fan and this wasn't related to the hamstring that was at Arizona State. Like, okay, is he just so fast and twitchy that his hamstrings literally can't keep up with his body? Or is this something like he just has weak hamstrings? Because, like, if it was the same thing, like, okay, well, he just kind of re-aggravated it again. But if he's landing, I am glad to hear that he made the catch. He just landed awkwardly in the practice. And Kellen Moore did come out and say, like, this is just part of the preseason, part of practice. Guys get hurt. Someone else that is going through an injury right now, Jeremiah Love, rolled his ankle. Like, the rookies just, you want them to play in the preseason. You want them to get those reps, but at what cost? People are saying, like, they shouldn't play at all. Well, then it's kind of like a Bugatti that you just don't even. It's kind of like a Bugatti that you don't even test drive when you get it. You just show up to the race and you're like, expect it to run perfectly. Like, these guys do need to get these reps. Just unfortunately, it has some implications and it comes at some costs.
Right. And the 2-month timetable is substantial, especially this late into the offseason. That's going to cut into the first 4 to 5 games.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
And I would also expect it to linger throughout the season. Like, the one thing that they always talk about on injury reports with wide receivers is the hamstring. Like, that's something that can get re-aggravated later. Say he doesn't even come back. If he comes back week 6, it's something like, week 10, he could re-aggravate again. It's kind of, you need a full off season for the hamstring to be, back to normal.
Slow down.
I'm just getting ahead of the story before it becomes a story, Matt.
Slow down here, buddy.
Would you rather him come back against the Giants or the next week after that when you guys go to Paris?
I think that's against the Steelers. So I think he could probably take off those 2 weeks as well.
So you don't even want him to come back in the Paris game?
No, I think we'd be all right.
I say, okay, so that would be, what would the next one be?
It's a lot of rest.
Actually, you have a bye week after that, so that'd be actually really good if you missed those 2 weeks and came back week 9 against the Browns. The Browns might be a good entry point for him.
It'd be a very good entry point for him.
That'd be at home
Pause.
against the Browns. Also, the Paris game, that's a home game for you guys too.
That'd be against the second highest paid cornerback of all time, though.
Well, Olave's probably going to take that.
He's going to dust him, so fair.
Yeah, you get the second string quarterback for the Browns on him. You guys be good. I did see also, just notable on this as well, the Saints are having a joint practice with the Cowboys and Rams this week in California.
Yeah.
Kellen Moore
that's how it
did come
goes
out
with
and say,
every preseason game, right?
Yeah, but I was saying Kellen Moore said that Tyson will not be traveling with the team and will be continuing to work out in New Orleans.
As he should.
I really just wanted to bring that up because I didn't realize the Saints and Cowboys were going to have a joint practice. Matt, do we think they're going to fight at all?
I don't think so.
If they did fight, which team would win?
Brother.
Cowboys easily.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, Cowboys are smoking the Saints.
Absolutely not. We're from New Orleans, baby.
If it was Dak Prescott on Tyler Shuck?
We don't loot. Tyler Shuck's bigger, man.
Dak Prescott's taking him to the ground.
He's absolutely not.
Actually, Dak might lose that fight against Tyler Shuck.
Just go for the ankle.
Yeah.
Talk about his baby mama.
I say,
that'll be good. That'll be a good preseason game, though.
Yeah, I'm so sad that we can't go to it, or I can't go to it because I'm be out of town. You might still be able to go to it, boots on the ground.
I could, but I'd rather go with you. But
we'd sit there and argue, Spencer Rattler versus who's even the Cowboys? Joe Milton.
Talk about Spencer Rattler. I think he had graded PFF grade of a 49 against the Jaguars. His first series, he got sacked twice and then fumbled the ball or something.
Oh, I did see the fumble. I saw that. I had a little break in between my softball tournament I was watching.
And you know who was fantastic?
Zach Wilson?
The Mormon.
I just heard about Zach Wilson doing well. I didn't actually get to see him play at all.
The Saints are lacking a Mormon player.
Oh, ever since Taysom Hill left.
Correct. Zach Wilson was honestly very surprisingly good. I know it's preseason, but I mean,
Yeah.
we were thinking like Spencer Rattler would be like a kind of like a trade piece because he was pretty good last year, very serviceable.
Right.
Maybe somebody like the Jets or some team like that might want to trade for him for kind of like a bridge or like a developable kind of guy, but maybe not after this first game.
Yeah, I think Spencer
The
Rattler
preseason.
is going to be a Saint for life.
I fear he might be DoorDashing here pretty soon.
All right, cool. I think that's enough saying. I think that's where we'll leave the Saints. Matt, how is the thoughts on the season now?
A little less confident. I mean, it's not like Jordyn Tyson was going to make or break our season. I was just very excited to see him play in an actual game.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to have to wait like at least a month and a half, I guess.
Probably 2 months. There's no way they rush him back.
I mean, from when the season starts.
Yeah.
Like a month and a half, maybe. But there's a lot of like Barry Brown, right? LSU guy who also shined in training camp. Maybe he gets some more playing time and they'd find a diamond in the rough, kind of something there. So hopefully something like that happens, but wish him well. Speedy recovery, obviously.
Yeah. All right.
We'll
there we
see.
go. I think that's enough of the NFL. Next, we'll come back and do some NBA stories, and then we'll finish off with one final question. We're back to do some NBA stories kind of going around right now. Starting off, Matt, talked about LeBron
Yes,
James earlier. LeBron James has started a golf YouTube channel, gained 265,000 subscribers in the first 9 hours that it was up.
Surprised it wasn't more.
Yeah, actually, let's see what it's at now. Let's see what the YouTube channel is at now. It's definitely been up for longer than 9 hours. I'm going to say it's at 1 million. LeBron James golf. Let's see here. Let's see.
500,000.
500,000.
With 6 videos.
I think one of those is only one of those videos. He has some shorts that he's released.
Is one video.
Yeah, one video. It was a 2016 10-year reunion Cavs golf scramble.
Ooh.
Kind of the team that won the championship for Cleveland. They did it in Scotland. I watched a little bit of it. I didn't watch the whole thing yet. It is like an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Not the same as these podcasts, so just had to break it up and watch it. There was some
1.8 billion views.
1.8 million views in the first 2 days on that video. I did see on Twitter there was some controversy with that they were giving certain putts, and that the cameraman that was doing the golf shots, apparently he was lying about some of the shots that LeBron was hitting. But my big thing is this is LeBron getting ready to pivot after a career in basketball. I wonder what the Phillies fans are going to be saying if he doesn't have a couple good games. How much is the golf going to be affecting LeBron?
That's fair. What? I mean, he's been playing golf for a while, though.
Yes. Not well. He's been playing, but yeah.
Correct. I did see some like YouTubers say like, this is the only sport I could beat LeBron at.
Yeah, I did see
something like that.
His dream scramble included Bob Does Sports.
Did you watch that video?
Which one? The Bob Does Sports and LeBron?
Yeah.
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 That was like his first introduction to the golf YouTube space. I bet Bob Does Sports talked him into start a YouTube channel.
Maybe.
I think that's what ended up happening.
He was horrendous.
Right.
Golf-wise.
Which honestly, if I was an NBA, like if he played for my team, I'd want him to be horrendous at golf. I wouldn't want him to be good. Like if he was good at golf, I'd be like, okay, what is that going to affect your basketball game? If he's bad at golf, like, hey, man, he's just out there swinging.
To combat that, Steph Curry is excellent at golf.
Yeah, but Steph has been playing golf for a lot longer than LeBron. LeBron's got into it this year.
That's fair, but it hasn't affected Curry's game.
I did see, listen.
Hasn't affected Klay Thompson's game.
I saw a video of Bronny's swing. Apparently Bronny's pretty good at golf.
Well, he might need to be good at golf.
He might be starting his own golf YouTube channel in a little bit.
He might be off the Lakers.
Might be best father-son duo for the NBA and the golf scramble world. No, apparently it's really good. Shout out to LeBron starting a golf YouTube channel. I'm glad to see it. It gives us a different side of LeBron to see when it comes to like these golf YouTubes. It's a little bit more of a casual setting, not so much, the intensity of an NBA game brings. Matt, I think we should put out a challenge. We'll play LeBron in a scramble. He can choose whoever. Put it out there.
Of course.
Whichever course. We'll go meet him in Scotland. Yeah, we'll meet him in Scotland if he wants to play.
Is he paying?
No, we'll pay.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We'll pay for the billionaire. Okay.
Yeah. Apparently he likes to save money, so we'll throw that challenge out there.
We'll play at Duck Creek.
Yeah, we'll play him at
LeBron James pulling up at Duck Creek.
Yeah. That would do numbers on YouTube. Speaking of doing numbers, the Buss family, if you don't know who the Buss family is, they own the Lakers. They have apparently sold the Lakers for $12.5 billion. They bought the franchise back in May of 1979 for a cool $67.5 million. However, the story has a turn. I was doing some research, and apparently Jeannie Buss, who is the governing body for the Lakers, the kind of head of the family that makes the decisions, she's contesting this vote to sell, this family vote to sell. So apparently the siblings voted to sell to Bob Iger for $12.5 billion valuation. And apparently she's now getting the lawyers involved. The story is probably going to continue for the next, week or so. Exactly if the Lakers will be sold or not.
Interesting.
A little controversy. Yeah. So the Buss family had a 17.8% stake in the Lakers, and I guess that's where the contest is. She's saying, no, we don't want to sell. So, a little controversy there.
Sorry, I'm not sure why you wouldn't want to sell.
I'm just putting out the Brodie Pod of the story is going to take on more than you just think. It probably won't get done for a while. Moving on to some other sports news real quick before we get into one final question. Just want to shout out real quick Tavon Austin. If you don't know who Tavon Austin is, wide receiver, has one of the most electric highlight tapes in all time of college. Played a long career in the NFL for a lot of different teams. Was a Dallas Cowboy at one point. He chose our fantasy football draft. So apparently he's friends with one of the guys in our draft. Just did the video for us. If you haven't seen it, it's on the Brodie Pod social medias. It's on our Instagram and TikTok. But Matt,
yes,
I'm
sir.
glad that Tavon Austin did it. Kind of screwed us in our picks, though. He gave me. Wait, was that?
I was going to say, listen, the fact that he even did that, I'm okay with.
Yeah.
The pick that he got, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure every guy listening has seen Tavon Austin's highlight, the West Virginia highlight tape.
Yeah.
Helen back, right? Playing over it.
I wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah.
Before I watched his draft video.
Let me see how many views it has.
But while Matt's looking that up, I'll just say I got pick number 10. Matt got pick number 6. I am outside of that premium player spot. So I think it's the first 8. There's a premium player available. After that, you kind of, get kind of screwed on who you're going to be taking. I will say pick 10 is better than pick 9. I can at least go back to back on something. Matt got pick 6. I don't know who he's going to end up taking. Our draft is always very yes, there's the book of, who to draft and who to go with, but our league likes to do things a little differently. So there might be a premium player that ends up falling to me. Yeah, shout out Tavon Austin. It was very, very cool video. Also, it was the best way we could have done our draft. Everyone normally does the duck race or the wheel spin or something else. And it was just nice to have someone else decide it this year, especially someone of his caliber.
Yeah, 26 million views.
26 million?
26 million views posted 13 years ago. His senior highlights at West Virginia.
Yeah, one of the just all-time fastest gadget players you've ever seen.
Yeah, so you got pick 10, I got pick 6.
A lot of mocks have had CD falling to me, Justin Jefferson, H-Han.
The 10?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we'll see exactly what ends up happening with that.
It's the only draft I've done is a 12-team dynasty league.
Yeah, that's
So that's going to be different than pick 6 in a normal draft.
Yeah, I've already been running a couple sleepers for pick 10. I built some interesting teams. I actually had ChatGPT give me advice on who I should take. Honestly, I kind of liked it. Kind of gave me a little different than what I normally go with. So we'll see. Our draft isn't for a couple weeks, so we normally do it right before the NFL season starts. But yeah, I just wanted to shout out Tavon Austin on the podcast. Hopefully, we can get him on the podcast eventually and just talk to him about some of the sick highlights that he has across college and the NFL.
That would be fantastic.
But Matt, getting into one final question here. So I had one that we kind of already talked about. It's about starting people in the starting starters in the preseason, if you should do it. Mm-hmm. My next one here, I had two. Which division loser from last season in the NFL could make a jump to first this season? So more bonus points if they were in last place and then they jump up into first, or, you could choose someone that was in third or second, but that's not as fun. So someone that jumped off the page to me of someone that finished last was the Detroit Lions. Finished last in the NFC North. I think there's a real possibility we see a rebound here. Dan Campbell being the head coach, obviously he's not going to let that fly. It is a very competitive division, but I think the Vikings with, Kyler Murray being the starter, Green Bay is kind of going through some injury problems right now. It doesn't seem like they might have the best team that they've had in the last couple of years. And then really it'd be the competition with the Chicago Bears. But I think the Lions beat the Bears last year. I think they beat them twice, if I'm not mistaken. That was just someone that jumped off to me. Obviously, I don't want to choose the NFC South because there was a 3-team tie for first between the Panthers, Buccaneers, Falcons, and then the Saints were in last place. But
yeah,
I can see the Saints also making that jump. Matt, some other notable teams that finished in last, you tell me if they can make the jump into first.
Yeah.
So you got the New York Jets of the AFC East. Do you think they could get first in that division this year? Okay. The Cleveland Browns in the AFC North.
Nope.
The Tennessee Titans in the AFC South.
Nope.
The Las Vegas Raiders in the AFC West.
No.
The New York Giants of the NFC East.
No, but I think they're not going to finish last in that division.
Real possibility there. The Detroit Lions, the NFC North, which that was my pick of who I'm thinking. The New Orleans Saints of the NFC South.
Yes.
Okay. And then the Arizona Cardinals of the NFC West.
No.
Honestly, I can see a lot of those teams still finishing in last.
I think the Saints will not finish in last. For certain. I'd put a lot on that. But I don't see any of those teams finishing first. I mean, maybe the Saints.
I don't see any of them finishing for second. Other than maybe the Giants.
I don't think the Lions. I mean, the Bears, I would say, are my pick for first place. I think the Vikings are going to be very, very good. Their defense was fantastic this past year. Now they have an actual competent quarterback with Justin Jefferson, with Jordan Addison, Tyler Hawkinson, Aaron Jones. So
you think they could make the jump?
They could make the jump. Or were they third?
Yes,
obviously.
Yeah, they were third. Because the Packers had a tie. They both had 9 wins, but the Packers had a tie, so they got second.
Such a tough division. I'm surprised the Lions were that bad. But I mean,
well, that was the most competitive league in football last year. They were all above 500.
Yeah. The Lions are going to have a harder chance this year at finishing higher.
Who do you think is going to finish last place this year and have the first overall pick next year?
Initial thought is the Cardinals. Just based off their record. Or not the record, but their schedule and who they're having to face. They're facing the best teams. They're facing the best teams in football.
I know we talked about it, but I was I think the Cardinals are going to be a lot scrappier than we initially thought. I think it could be the Cleveland Browns drafting first next year. That's no shock to anyone.
Correct.
They have.
I think it could be a battle between those two.
Yeah. Could see a tankathon early in the
obviously
season.
Could be just the same. I mean, the Jets, the Raiders. Even though I like Kirk Cousins, but the team's just bad around him. Yep. So it could just be the same teams up top.
Yeah, let's see. Who else was there? I'm trying to see where the
I can see Falcons being like very bad.
yeah, depending on where Tua leads them.
I mean,
Didn't look,
Tua
he didn't look great in the preseason.
there's already a meme. Have you seen the meme?
What of Tua?
Yeah.
No.
It's like him sitting down and like Michael Penix like pointing at him like,
This is who you guys replaced me with?
correct.
Yeah.
And even Michael Penix isn't good. So
Yeah, it was also weird to see. Actually, you know what? It wasn't too weird to see Tua in a Falcons uniform because he's a lefty, and like I just think back to like Michael
Michael
Vick, a
Vick.
lefty in a
Yeah.
Falcons uniform. So I wasn't as shocked. Also, I think like Tua, it seems like he'd be a lot more comfortable in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So he played a lot of SEC football there.
This is true.
Yeah, so I think he's comfortable with the locker room at least in the field.
One hit from Cam Jordan and
Yeah.
he's probably in the hospital.
But let us know in the comments who you think could make a division jump this year. I know the Chiefs were also finished like third in the AFC West
I don't
last
think they
year.
count.
Yeah.
They're the best quarterback in football.
Yeah, I think we could see some of that Chiefs magic this year. The black magic they talk about. They just start winning all these close games again. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you think. But that will do us for the podcast. Thank you everyone for listening. Be sure to like, subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify. Rate the show 5 stars, helps out a lot. We're also available on Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music. If you want to stay up to date on the show, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Brodie Pod. With that, we will see everyone next week. Take care. God bless. And Matt,
Love y'all.
light up.